Alright friends, it's the day after we got the fuel pump recall done. Time to start putting some mods on my GSF. As you saw from a previous video, I did buy a K&N intake and an AFE air filter, which is not oiled. So enough of this box sitting around here. Let's get it outside into the garage and install this bad boy. Let's see what we got for the temperature. 43 degrees in here. I don't believe it for a second. So I'm gonna turn on my Mr. Heater propane heater in the garage, warm this up while I take the dogs for a quick walk, and then we'll be back to get to work. Alright, let me take the dogs for a walk. Let's go, boys and girls. And we'll be back. Alright guys, so now that we have everything set up, the garage is nicely warmed up. We got it to about 55 degrees within maybe 15 minutes. So let's get to work. I'm gonna take this cover off to give myself access. And then all we're going to be replacing is this piece right here, from here to the throttle body right there. I will be keeping these hoses. If you didn't see my previous video about the intake, check it out because I talk about what I'm doing here. So this piece is going to be replaced. These hoses are going to stay so it looks OEM, because with aftermarket intakes that get rid of these two adapters, they provide you with a breather kit, which I have, but I'm going to keep these connected so it looks fairly OEM. And then we're just going to replace the original air filter with an AFE, non-oiled air filter, and connect the breather filter to the back here. So let's get started. Let's start undoing these bolts here and taking everything apart. So we have one 10mm bolt here. Just loosen that up, and then you have another 10mm bolt right there. Okay, loosen that bad boy up. Then we will take off these. You don't need any pliers or anything. These are fairly light to do with your hand. Just pry them up. Gently give it a twist and pull up. Twist and pull up. Alright, so that is off. Bada boom, bada bing, easy breezy. Let me put the camera down so I have two hands so we can remove this piece right here. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to slide this back a little. Might need to get a flathead so you could kind of maybe wedge it in between here to just free up this gasket a little bit. But actually I think it might be easier to just pull it off from here. Yep, that one just pulls right back. Make sure you grab this O-ring, this clamp, so it doesn't fall off. And then you could twist and pull from this end. Grab the other clamp, And that's it. This piece comes out super fast, super easy. You know, so there's not going to be any performance gains between this and the other one. I mean, there might be a little bit better flow right here where you have the grooves, but other than that, it's just basically for looks and to eliminate these two pieces here. So let's bring this over to the workbench so I could show you how basically they are identical. I mean, you know, much cleaner look with this because you don't have these rivets. I'm still going to retain these because this is what their hoses are going to connect to, but I did block them off. If you saw my other video, these are blocked off, so there's not going to be any air being pulled through here and vapors going into the motor. So let's go ahead and put this together. Alright friends, so as you can see, I just pre-assembled this before I'm going to install it. I got the original clamps on the bottom here because this is going to be sitting right here, so it's going to be a little more visible compared to the aftermarket ones that they sent me, which are silver, which will be behind the throttle body and covered more or less by these hoses a little bit. So I did those here up top, and then the OEM ones down here. Just pre-assembled the clamps and everything. And now let's go ahead and install it. But before you do, grab a rag and just quickly wipe down the throttle body on the outside. It's a little dirty. Give it a nice wipe. Make sure there's no debris in here. And then we will get to installing. Alright, so hopefully I don't block anything that I'm doing, but I am going to put this on this part here first. Just got to make sure you get the bottom in. Kind of twist. And then got to somehow manage to get this piece in here, which might be a little more tricky. So let me back up a step here. Let me take this off. See if I could undo this piece of the box. There we go, that's gonna work. While I'm here, I might as well throw in the new air filter. There's the original one with 11,000 miles on it. Still looks pretty clean, pretty nice. But let me grab the AFE filter. Look at that beauty. Clean. Alright, so I'm going to wipe down the inside of the box here. And then let's go ahead and just put the new filter back in. Like so. Make sure it's all seated. Looks nice. And then what we're going to do is go back and simultaneously install these things. Ah, look at that. That's pretty interesting here. Some kind of, probably like a charcoal filter up in here. Interesting. I know some BMW companies, if this is a charcoal filter, they remove these on like BMW M5s for better airflow. But I'm just going to leave it in for now. No worries. Locks in like that. Let me see if I could get this done with the box in the proper place. It looks like it's on grommets, so I have a little bit of play. Let's see. Let's get this in. Okay, there we go. That's gonna work. Just gotta finesse it in here. Make sure it's all on. Oh, I feel a kink on the bottom. There we go. Now we are fully seated, in position. Bada boom, bada bing, friends. So let's go ahead and tighten these bad boys up. I'm gonna start with this one up here at the throttle body. Just make sure that clamp is nice and around the perimeter. There you go. As long as it's not moving, you're good. Looks great. Dealer will not, be looking at it like, oh, this is aftermarket, blah, blah, blah. You can't even see the air filter. So let's go ahead to the back of the engine bay and install the breather kit. Since these lines are not going to be sucking air into the intake manifold, I need to disconnect them from the valve covers and connect the breather kit that's going to be in the back of the engine. Alright, so what we have to do is follow these lines, which goes right here, and it goes right under both side injector drivers. So there's 1 bolt, 2, 3 bolts that hold this driver, which we will undo so we can just lift it up a little bit to get access to run the new hoses behind there. So now we could slightly lift this injector driver. Don't yank or pull on it because there's a lot of cables going to this bad boy. And we could be able to stick our hand in there and disconnect this line. There we go. So, same thing, it's just one of these by hand. It's the same kind of clamp that's on the intake manifolds. Just twist it. Gently pull up. And there you go, it comes off. So I'm going to take this off because I'm going to use this on the new line. This is more or less how this is going to look like, but I'm going to run it behind underneath. So this is going to connect where the connection from this line came. We're going to run that to the back of the firewall and this hose to the other section. So let's go ahead and do it. So I'll put it on first. And then I'll worry about running it. There we go, perfect. So let me bring you in close and show you what I did. So that's the line right there. I ran it, goes right there, in between. I'm gonna use a couple zip ties to kind of zip tie it right there, and the filter is going to be sitting right there at the back of the firewall. So I use the zip tie to connect this line so it's just not moving around. And I'm going to install the driver back on, and we'll move on to the other side. Always start your bolts by hand so that you don't cross thread them. Boom, this side is done. Alright, so looking at the passenger side, looks like it's the same situation. We'll take off the 3 nuts for the driver and then connect the new hose and run it behind to the other one. This third bolt is a little hard because you have the AC lines running right here. So let me get a different tool. Basically, once you get it loose, you can remove it the rest of the way with your fingers. Same thing, be careful with all the electrical wiring and connections. Don't pull it too far away. That's more than enough space that I need. So let me just, you might not be able to see, but I'm underneath here. Just removing that clamp and pulling up on the old line. All right, there it is undone. Take off the clamp, which you're going to use for the new line, and let's go ahead and run the new line. Look at what I just found. All this dirt down here. Let me see what I could get out. How in the hell did leaves get down here? Anywho, let's run this new line to the back of the motor here. So let's see. I'm going to connect it first. Alright, put my clamp on. Ooh, almost dropped the clamp. That would have been fun looking for it. Okay, now that I got that on, we can zip tie the other hose to that one so it's not moving around. And we could put the driver back on and we'll finish running the wire. access. Okay. And let me just have a quick peek here. I think I'm gonna run this right behind here. So you could easily run it right over the top of all these, but I'm running it underneath and hidden as best as I can. Because you know me, gotta keep it OEM. There we go. Okay. So now I'll put my driver back on. I'm sorry, little driver. Okay, I'm done. The driver's back on. Let's finish routing this wire behind here. So what I'll probably do is route it behind this one. Yep. And then maybe go down. Gotta finesse it a little bit, guys, but we'll get it to where we need it to be. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I could clip this back on. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Okay, so this is the line right here. It's going behind, right there, and there's the other end right there where it's gonna meet. So I'm gonna zip tie these so it's not flailing around, and same thing on the other side. And we'll go ahead and connect the breather cable. All right, folks, the install is done. I tidied everything up. Let me show you the finished product here. So as you can see, everything is ran behind and connects right there at the back of the firewall. Goes around, nicely zip tied, and comes out at the other driver. So I mean, this is only thing that you could tell that's different is that filter sticking up right there. Everything else, you will never know there's an extra line anywhere here or anything like that. So let me pop on the engine cover and show you how that looks with it. And there you go. Only thing that catches your eye is that filter, but I don't think it's bad at all. So there is the finished product. Hope you guys liked the video and the install. Please like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions or where I got this from, comment below, but I got it from RR Racing. Reach out to them, they will hook you up. Great guys, great product, and stay tuned for the next one because there's many more coming.